What's up, everyone? I'm here with my co-host, Tony Leal. What's up, Tony?
What's up, dude?
So we're here to talk RGV Shred, RGV guitars. So I am Widowmaker Josh, your host, and we have a bit to talk about. We're going to ramble a little bit, see what you guys have to throw at us. Any questions? Right off the bat, I'm going to say we have a clinic this Saturday locally at Mel Hart's Music Center at 3 p.m. We're going to be there playing shredding with our good friend John Champion, me, myself, Tony, John. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of mix of styles, and we're there to usher in the new Legator guitars that Mel Hart's is now carrying. If you guys are from my area, you already know that it's very hard to get our hands on, new upcoming gear and stuff like that. And I played a nice helping role in getting Legator down here, and hopefully it's the start of some new stuff. We got some sponsors. We got the Jimmy Clip, Happy Cable Company, the String Source, KSR, and AA pedal boards, and they all gave us some goodies to give away for this event.
Nice.
Yeah. So, like right here, I got some Jimmy Clips. If you guys are familiar with these guys go on the behind the nut on your guitar to shut them up so that when you chug, it stays nice and quiet, just like I have right there. Each set comes with a 6-string and a extended range one. So I got 3 here that I'm going to give away to 3 lucky people at the event this Saturday.
Nice.
So I got that. I got some strings. We're also going to be doing string setups out there. So the way it works is we're going to be we're trying out the String Source. They're optimized strings for your scale length, your tuning, your tension, and they give us a lot of the sizes that we want down here in the valley that we don't get it supplied. So I have a number of strings. If you go to the Facebook event page, you'll see we have 1 pack, and basically if you buy a pack of strings, you're going to get a free restringing with Max, the tech there at Mel Hart's, and it's only 1 string set. So if you go there, I'm already taking sign-ups. I already got 2 people signed up for 2 of the sets. Go see what's left and sign up to get your guitar restrung.
That's really cool. That's awesome, dude.
Is everybody here? It's all right out there? Is everything cool? We got 8 viewers in the house. What's up? Give us some emoji hype. Type in the chat. If you're chatting on Facebook, just know that you're not going to show up unless you're on Twitch. So head on over to Twitch real quick, and you'll be able to see all those comments with us. And let us see your... let me jump into the Facebook chat, making sure... Cool. We're all good to go. So, how's your prep for this clinic going?
Going pretty good, man. I mean, there's not really much prepping that I need to do other than just kind of show up, I guess.
Well, because these tracks you've been gigging with the band for some time.
Yeah, so these songs, like, we've been playing for a long time, so I'm very familiar with them, so, if I mess up, like...
Max, the pirate-looking dude, I like that. Yeah, I call him Brett Michaels.
Oh, Max?
Max, yeah.
He does kind of look...
But he's also got like a great Randy, a Macho Man impression. That's just the best.
I've
it's
heard it,
the best. It's no one can touch him.
He was kind of giving me like Undertaker vibes.
This does include, I would say it includes a Floyd Rose setup. I say do it, and Max will just have to figure it out. But he's a pro, so
yeah.
He's a pro. He's got that down. Go on to the Facebook page, Mel Hart's Clinic, Widowmaker Josh, and check out those packs, see what's left. We got some great sizes out there that hopefully accommodates to you. So yeah, I've been practicing my tracks here for like a month now, yeah. And it's there's like some runs in there that I really have to like isolate and like, okay, let's focus and tear this down. A lot of speed picking runs, like, and it gets kind of iffy.
Yeah, dude. I remember, man, like when a solo comes up, and you get a little. Do you ever just get like a little jittery before?
Yeah,
oh my
yeah. You're
God,
like you're all killing it. You're
here
feeling
comes-
it, and you're like,
yeah.
oh, pay attention to your guitar. Look at your fretboard.
Yeah, now I have to look.
Yeah, I feel like the majority of my set is that. Like, I don't really have too much where it's like jamming and like, okay, you know, like playing rhythms. Like, there's some parts here and there where like I'll play a rhythm, but a lot of it is just like show offy leads.
Yes.
So the entire time I'm like, especially
fuck up.
we did a mock up rehearsal here the other day with John Champion, and I was playing in front of them, and I was even like jittering up. I was like, oh my God, you know.
Dude, surprisingly, he was also kind of jittery.
He was, and I'm just like, you're such an amazing player without even trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We put up a backtrack with this guy, and he's just like, you know, he's beyond the chords. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I was like, I was nervous. I was like, because I look up to this guy, man, and so in my head I'm like, don't fuck up, don't fuck up, don't fuck up. But then I don't know. I just kind of got over it.
Yeah,
Gotta
enjoyed
play.
it. Yeah, you just gotta get through it and enjoy what you're doing in the moment and try to like. Me for there were moments there where I was like, oh shit, and there were moments where I was like, okay, let me focus on the feeling, because I know if I feel the music and focus on the feeling more, the playing kind of comes with it. I'm not like focusing on like is my fingers ready to do this run, or is my this. It's just like and
then you just do it.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, when you trust those instincts a lot more, it gets
easier,
it gets easier.
You don't have to like really think about it too much. Yeah.
So much. So, yeah, I have some other gear. I'm going to be bringing some KSR gear. I got some preamp pedals and their new Orion amp head I'm going to be bringing out there for people to try on and stuff. So it's going to be a fun time this weekend. Hopefully a lot of interaction. I prepped as much as I can. Just trying to give you guys a word of all the cool stuff that we have coming up for this clinic.
Yep.
But this clinic will be streamed, kind of similar to this setup that you're seeing right now, except with guitar playing. So,
are we gonna be like in the back? Like that's in my head. I'm thinking like.
So in Mel Hearts, if you go all the way to the back in the pro audio section, there's actually like a mock-up floor stage with speakers surrounding it. Like speakers.
I've never actually been all the way back there.
And I think that's kind of new for them. It's like their little display floor when they're doing like content and stuff like that. So we have like a nice little mock-up stage for us to set up and play, and it's pretty cool. I did that video there.
You know, it's interesting because I haven't really been to Mel Hearts in a long time. But anytime I did go,
Kuwai Chemoyada. Yo, what's up? BRB. Okay, see you in a bit.
Because as a kid or when I was younger, I would just go straight to the guitars, right? Or go play on an amp or whatever.
Yeah.
If they would let me, but I've never actually gone back. I didn't have a reason to go back there.
I was like that for a very long time. And the first time that I went back there was like I needed this one specific audio cable. It was like quarter inch to XLR. It was something dumb, you know what I mean?
TRS cable or something.
And I went to the back, but it was just like empty. They didn't even have that mock-up stage when I went.
It was,
and
that's how I remember it. Yeah.
I think ever since they got like their social media girl, Odyssey, in, she kind of started like, you know, prepping things, and they have like a photo room upstairs where she does, you know, some of the photos.
Oh, wow.
So
promoting
it was nice to go in and being like, hey, can I shoot there? And instead of just picking like in front of the amps or something, they had like a whole nice stage, little mock-up stage to go set up at. So
now I'm nervous.
Hello from Central Florida. What is up? How you doing? Where are you? I cannot see the name. It says Randall from Florida. How you doing? What brings you out here? How did you come across this stream? Epic beard, man. Oh man, Tony has won competitions for this beard. What year was it? You won, the beard comp?
The biggest one would be 2020, the nationals.
Yeah.
During COVID.
Yeah.
So they were doing like internet entries, but I don't want. Today's about Mel Hearts.
Mel Hearts, endorsed by Baracho Beard Burrows. I use their products. Their local beard.
Oh, those? Yeah,
you know them. There, shout out to those guys. I believe they're out in the Harlingen area, but
Yeah.
they're always coming to events. And I don't have a beard like Tony, but it's
You
it's
still have a
kind of
beard.
long. I still got a beard.
Yeah, dude, and yours is nice and full too.
Yeah, well, like this part, like, yeah, I have the fullness, but I try to keep it short because as soon as it starts getting a little shaggy, it looks like it adds like weight to me, and I just look like all pudgy and stuff. So I just like,
You should see me in the morning. I look like I just got hit by a hurricane or
oh
something. 'cause
man,
It's all gross.
I know what you
Mustache like
mean.
this.
It just smashes like on your face, and it just like stays there, and then
Yeah.
like you like salivate on top of it, and it just like
Yeah, there's like moles and stuff.
agreement down to the belly button, and there's this girl aggravated to be pissed off, so I cut it. Yeah, you just seen me. Hell yeah! Thank you all for tuning in. Comment, leave some emoji hype. Let us know what you guys want to know, hear, see. If you want to comment, you want to be seen on stream, head on to the Twitch link. Let me see if I can post a Twitch link right here in the comments. There you go. Nope, that's not the right link. Sorry. This is the right link. Let me get it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. For the Facebook people, it's right there. Awesome. So, I don't know. You look pretty Santa Claus-like.
Yeah, I'm more of the Santa Claus in the room.
Want to quickly throw a big shout out to Happy Cable Company. They are giving us a nice gold tipped flex cabled out cable, much like this one right here. Let me see if I can bring it up. It's on its way, but no, what happened to everything? There we go. It's a nice cable just like this one. And as you can see, it's got like, this one's purple. I don't know what color he's giving us, but they're gold tipped. These cables go for a pretty penny because when you're tracking with them, they sound very clean, very pure. So one lucky guy's going to go home with this. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do the giveaways, but I'm thinking some trivia. And I know Tony's got some trivia questions and stuff like that. Like, when was the first electric guitar made?
See, that's a good question
It is.
that I don't have the answer to.
Well, but then we can give some other ones like, who is the guitar player for Queen?
Yeah.
Stuff like that too. So it'll be fun. Watch out for those. What kind of jams are you gonna be playing at the event? This is my homie Steven. He's one of my moderators. He's in California, plays in the band The Human Extinction, living out there in Montebello. But he, what was I gonna say? I'm gonna be playing some of my recent demos, some old demos. I'm gonna be playing some Immortal Guardian, my band Immortal Guardian. I'll be playing some of my band Sonic Boom, which is video game music in an 8-string metal fashion. I'll be going between the 7-string and the 8-string, so it's gonna be a fun juggle for me. Tony plays in the band Nautilus versus Pangolin, and he's gonna be playing those tracks. And there are a lot of modern, progressive, fusion-esque.
Yeah, definitely just like modern metal with maybe some fusion influences.
Yeah, something like a little bit steering towards the vibes of Arch Echo. I like to say the happiness, but then you also got some like mean, obnoxious stuff too.
There are some obnoxiously heavy stuff, repetitive stuff.
And then John Champion, he's really bringing in the variety. He's bringing us jazz. He's bringing us jazz fusion. He's bringing us some like country shred that we don't really get to see too much.
Yeah, and he has a buffet.
He has a buffet. Yeah,
big menu.
And he's closing out the whole clinic for us, and he's an amazing guy. So I can't. John Champion, if you guys don't know, he's a guitar player down here in the valley from the 70s, if I'm not mistaken.
I think like late 70s.
Late 70s, 80s, you know what I mean? He was shredding out here before anybody, and it's been a while since he's been in the light, and I'm happy to bring him into a little bit of the public so that you guys can experience the amazingness that is John Champion.
Yeah, absolutely. Excited.
Yes. The Bard, Nick. Sonic Boom, yeah, thank you for using our tracks. Well, we have another album in the works for the longest time, but I'll get to it soon. We're working on a music video for our next single that we recorded, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I got some Zelda medleys. I got some Mega Man X medleys. We got some Killer Instinct, Sailor Moon, Sonic. I believe that's like all the stuff I've laid out and gotten ready to track, and got some demos going. So
You know, I've recently started getting into like Sonic music. Like what are they called? Crush 40.
yeah. Well, like the Sonic from like Sonic Adventure or the Sega, the original.
Not the original, not like Green Hill Zone or like. Or
Oh
like,
yeah.
Or
So Sonic
Chemical
Adventure,
Zone.
like the metal rock, like shred influence.
There's the Escape from the City. You know that song?
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts off like with like a bass, boom 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 boom, whatever. Y'all should play that song.
So it's fun. I have a Sonic Symphony is touring right now, and I have a friend. He plays in Lords of the Trident and does this big festival, metal festival in Wisconsin called Mad with Power Festival, and he's singing. So the Sonic Orchestra has a section where they have the whole live band and they do some of the Sonic Adventure songs, and he's the singer for the for the whole performance. And it's crazy to see one of my friends out there like living one of his childhood dreams, like
Cool, yeah.
amazing singer, by the way, like very operatic and just like out of this world, but power metal guy, and his whole band, like, because they're the video game festival. It's like a metal video game festival where they have arcades and a ton of metal bands, power metal. And like his band members play in video game bands that like do a bunch of Final Fantasy and stuff like that.
Cool,
Like
yeah.
I went in and I fit right in. I have him an arcade room. He had an arcade room. He made his own cabs. I made my own cabs, and
Did we just become best friends?
yeah.
You just had a
He
moment
even
like
sent
that?
me. He sent me this patch. He sent everybody. It's like the bros. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
metal bros patch. Shout out to Ty. But somebody said right here, I want to say, this guy said earlier, he said, what was your guys' first guitar? I want to hear yours. What was your... Yeah, your first guitar.
My first, like, legit acoustic was Esteban.
How old were you?
I must have been like a teenager or something. I don't know if you remember that guy Esteban. He was just always wearing black, and he had like a sombrero.
No,
And he
no,
would play,
duh.
like finger style, and he'd play like he'd play just like a bunch of like classic rock songs. So I got that as my first acoustic. But I didn't know how to appreciate guitar, so I would just like throw it around and stuff and not really take care of it.
And then when did you get your first electric and start actually getting into it?
I started getting into electric, like metal. I started getting into it like high school, and I had gotten
And then
a
you joined
Laguna.
Disciples of Apollo.
Yeah, and then
I
joined-
remember that Laguna.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a black and orange one.
Yeah. It was like one of the starter ones, right? That
Yeah,
came
it
with the
was-
amp and all that. The
Yeah.
Sunburst.
Yeah, it was like a sunburst, I think.
Like those like Les Paul Epiphones that were all over the place.
Yeah.
They had the black with the natural.
Yeah. It looked like that, but it was it was more like I don't know, it wasn't a Strat. It wasn't like an Epiphone kind of like Les Paul body. It was like
Yeah, it was Strat, but the
Strat.
burst was like the Epiphone burst. Yeah.
oh yeah.
I
it was
remember
like
when they
that.
were like all over like Guitar Center and what's that other store?
Sam Ash.
No, our local Hermes.
Oh, Hermes.
Hermes.
They used to, yeah. They sell one called Babylon. Like a starter guitar Babylon.
Get back to work. Thanks for tuning in, Rando from Florida. But my first guitar, I was 5 years old. They put a guitar in my hand, and it was like a little miniature classical.
Yeah.
And just learning to pick and stuff. And then I don't know. I think I was like 6, and my dad like taught me my first chords, which were E and G, so that I can play "About a Girl" by Nirvana. So that was my first song, and I did that forever. And I got little tidbits from my uncle, and then just trying to learn what I can. And then growing up into first grade, I was like, listening to music and jamming and trying to learn from like my uncle's band members and stuff like that. And then when my dad showed me how to read tabs, I think I was like in third grade. I had learned a lot of stuff like bar chords and power chords, and then like somebody showed me a jazz chord once, and basic stuff. But when he showed me how to read tabs, that just opened the floodgate, and internet was just starting to pop out, like schools and the Boys and Girls Club. You would go there and get on the internet, and I'd print tabs and bring them home, or go sit there and just learn everything from anything by Metallica, Nirvana, No Doubt, Radiohead. Like that was all my influence. And then I did that for a long time, and borrowed my grandpa was a guitar collector, so I borrowed all his electrics, and I always played somebody else's electric. And then in sixth grade,
That's how I started actually. But like my first legit guitar was Esteban, whatever. But I would because my high school friends they weren't into music and stuff. So I was like, can I just borrow it? And then I wouldn't take care of it and stuff. I wouldn't restring it or anything. I was a shit.
didn't know, like,
Yeah,
it was
but
early.
I was actually playing. When I first started playing guitar, I would take that acoustic everywhere though. Like if it were to a park or if it were to school, I'd play it like in the back of the class before class started or on the way to the next class.
My grandpa gave me in sixth grade. He got me a BC Rich Warlock bronze, and that was my first personal electric guitar. That was mine. That I didn't have to borrow from my dad or my uncle or my grandpa. I mean, not that I never was able to touch any of the guitars, but I mean, obviously, but that was mine.
Like yours.
And it had a broken knob, and that's when my grandpa gave me my first soldering gun and said, you know how to do this? And I learned from the gun. What's going on? Oh, no, we lost camera. Let me see what's going on. 1 month. There we go. Back on. Something like that. Something's going on. One moment.
It was my big toe. My big fat toe. There we go.
Okay. Well, no.
Yeah, so
back to what I was saying. So I learned how to solder. Man, what the heck is going on? 1 moment.
yeah, I remember when I was younger, I would play guitar all the time. Like that was the thing I wanted to do. But maybe because since I work at a music store, and there's downtime at the store, I'll be playing guitar.
Yeah.
Wait, then you got your soldering gun?
So I got my soldering gun, and I learned how to solder, and that started that whole phase for me, which I've never let a soldering iron out of my hand. I mean, I have one in arm's distance right there. But that was my first guitar, and my dad got me for Christmas the Line 6 Spider 3, the mini combo. And I would just walk to school with the combo amp and my guitar, and I would like go to the pavilion and just like, crowd people over and just play like riffs after riffs or in the halls. And I did that like from then on, like all of middle school, all of high school, I was, like going and trying to jam to people. And so that was my first acoustic and electric guitar.
Oh, yeah. That was my first amp too. Was it like the Spider 3?
Like the 1525 watt guy, like the smallest one that they sold.
It was like that. It actually came with that Laguna guitar.
Yeah. And they weren't actually like super, super small. They were still like that big, but the speaker was like a 10-inch speaker and stuff like that. Yeah. It was enough for me to go and rock in school, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Stringjoy is a really good brand too. They're good at also supplying thicker strings and custom gauge strings. The String Source has it down to a little more of a science where like they have I mean, so does Stringjoy. You go and you put in your scale length, your string count, your tuning, and then automatically it'll give you some options, and then you can pick from there if you want it to be like light, medium, or heavy gauge. So I got some right here. Let me see. Right here. Here's some of the packs that I'll have out there. I got here a 6. We got 9, 12, 15, 24, 32, 44. This is a 6 drop. That's 9, 12, 15, 24, 32, 50. We got a 7-string at 9, 12, 15, 24, 32, 44, 58. I got the string drop. I like this because I tuned a half step down with Immortal Guardian, so it's a 9.5, 13, 16, 24, 32, 44, and a 64. 8-string. I do a lot of 9s in standard tuning. They do supply like 10s and 11s, and I do them, but I've been really digging 9, so I got 9, 12, 15, 24, 32, 44, 58, and 80. And the drop set version is the same thing, except it goes down to a 90. So a lot of these packs have a drop set version where like it's like the same thing that you're looking for, but if you're intending on dropping that low string, they'll give you a little thicker going on. So yeah.
Yeah, with like strings and like string gauges, tunings and songs, like it can get kind of like demanding. But this is cool because it'll appeal to a lot of players.
So Ezekiel Sign says, what was y'all's first actual rig, aka where y'all had a good guitar, amp, pedal setup that made you feel confident about your sound? I mean, that's a good question because it's happened a few times, but the first time, and it wasn't anything to be super proud of, was when I got my first half stack, which was
My first
the Spider 3 half stack.
Yeah, I had one of the spiders, the head
and the cab. Yeah.
the 4x12.
Yeah, me too. And I was in high school, playing in my band, Behold the Executioner, and I was like, yeah, this is.
Yeah.
And Tony did. He played in a band called Disciples of Apollo, and that's actually how we first met.
Yeah.
We were all playing with like deathcore bands.
Yeah.
Back in the day. So
I still love deathcore though.
thank you for the follow, Mr. Jones 956. Is that Jeff Jones?
That might be Jeff Jones.
Send a comment. I want to know, is that Jeff? We got Jeff in the house. Shout out to Jeff. I played in a band with him for a short period of time, and he's an amazing guitar player too.
Jeff's awesome.
He's got a lot of shred. He's got like that like dime Zach Wilde, shred vibe going off for him, and his trills. His trills are really fucking fast.
He keeps it a trillion, if you will.
Yeah. A trillion. This guy's got 12, 16, 24, 32, 40, 42, and 54. Man, you got a 12 and you're going down to a 54. So let me ask you, are you like a little Jason Richard-esque where like he likes to go thicker on the top end strings and then thinner on the low end? Because usually I'll do, a 12, I'd probably be going higher than 54. But it all depends on the tuning stuff. When I was in high school, I used those not even... They're the beefy. No. It was the beef. The beefy. Yeah, it was like 12. It was 12 gauge. I forgot what the low one is, but somebody told me like you put thicker strings on them and practice like that, and then everything will become easy. So, big bottoms. Something like that.
I should know this, because I see them all day.
So I hope all the comments come through. Again, if you're on Facebook, you gotta switch over to our Twitch. Brian May Miguel Trejo. Yes, he is the guitar player for Queen. And maybe if you know some other stuff, you might win some cool gear here at this weekend's clinic in person. The trivia, yeah. Ray Perez, I remember Esteban. Yes, Ray Perez. You've been around, and what up, dude? It is Jeff Jones, right? Yeah. Do I need to refresh the chat? Is that what's going on? Did my chat decide to take a... No, it's working. But Jeff, what is up? Yeah, buddy. Mr. Jones. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, thank you for tuning in, man. I hope you guys are enjoying this. This is something that me and Tony wanted to do for a good bit. We did a few before I moved to California. Now that I'm back, I'm trying to do some more things for my community. If you guys don't know, last year I went out to California to work for Legator Guitars full time, and I did that for 7 months, and then I decided to come back home and take care of some things. And one of the things I noticed was the community is very different down here because we are south of a checkpoint. We are so secluded from the rest of the U.S., period. We have like our own economy down here. So I wanted to bring us together. There's no reason why anybody should be like dogging on each other. We're all working on the same goals to get out there and just, make our presence known down here in the valley. And this stream is something to bring us all together. We'll have more guests and more stuff like that. So, Tony, who can kiss better? I don't want to get into that.
Who
Okay,
who
okay,
asked that?
okay. That was from Tone.
Oh,
Tone from
Carvajal?
Carvajal, yeah, from
Carvajal?
Carvajal.
Toad. Well, Tone, we're gonna have to find
I
out
hope
later.
you get to come out here, Jeff. I really do. I really do. Is Spectrum taking a dump for you guys? Is the stream cutting off? Is it being a little funky?
Weird.
Oh, you know what? 1 second. I should be plugging straight in, dude. I'm not even on the wire. One moment, guys. You finish that thought.
Check. I don't know if anybody else was experiencing this yesterday.
Everybody in Texas.
But
Everybody in Texas didn't have internet who was with Spectrum. It was terrible.
Dude, no. But after that, my service sucked. Like I just went to my regular cellular service. I have Verizon, and it was like shitting the bed. It was just taking forever. Are you gonna go direct? I don't know if anybody else was also experiencing.
Yeah, I was. I forgot to put the wire straight in. We were on Wi-Fi this whole
Wi-Fi.
time, so I hope this makes it a lot better. There we go. It might glitch for a moment, and we'll be back on. Everybody in Texas was having terrible freaking Spectrum issues, and it was funny because I was going on like Googling it, and you would see their Twitter posts oh, it's all down, it's out, and everybody's like, fuck this, forget and like I'll be honest, somebody came to my door to sell me Verizon, and I got the equipment in, but I didn't activate it. And yesterday I was like calling them, I was like, I'm gonna activate the shit. Like,
wait, did they also say you're gonna get a free Switch?
Yeah.
That dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that. I kind of want the free. Well, I already have Verizon.
Well, see, what happened was, like, I got the equipment, I didn't activate it in time, so they like canceled it. So like I had to get on a call yesterday with somebody because I'm like, I want that same promotion. I want the Switch, because it's like after like 3 or 6 months, you can turn in your voucher to get like one of two things, like a $200 gift card to Home Depot or a Switch. And I was like, I'm taking the Switch.
Give me the Switch. That's awesome. Oh.
But yeah, Jones, I really hope you can come out. I really, all the guitar players, all my guitar player friends, I really hope you get a chance to come on out. It's something we've been working pretty hard for, and it's been a lot of behind the scenes work that made this possible. So,
absolutely, I want Tone on here.
Tone?
Yeah, then we can find out who's the best at kissing.
Well, I can tell you he's the best at massages.
Massages?
Yeah, Tone.
Yeah,
I mean, he's the best. I mean, one time he came in and I swear, like he loosened some tension up, and like all the blood rushed to my head, and I just like kind of like fainted a little bit. I was like, oh my god.
Dude, Tone is dude, the dude's strong, and like I'm a big guy, so I need somebody
can dig in.
Yeah, beat the shit out of me.
And that's the thing about like when you have like when you're tense, it's not gonna feel good when you're working out knots and like, you know, the calcium buildup and stuff. So Tone's real good at like, I know, man, and you're just there like,
yeah.
But yeah, drop some emoji hype. Let us know you're all here chilling with us and you're enjoying the stream. Got a question for both of y'all outside the rock and metal. Have y'all have any specific video game music influences? I have a shit ton. This has been my regimen lately. I get up, I wake up, I get ready, I come into the studio, and I start working at the immense pile of work that I have. And then when I do that for about 8-9 hours, I retire to my game room. And it's full of any system you can think of, from the Genesis, Atari, Dreamcast, Xbox, all of it. And I love cartridges, so I collect a bunch. I have shelves full of them. And lately, I've been playing the Xbox, the original Xbox, because
Doom 3.
I just beat it for the first time.
We were talking about
that. And like I have a modded Xbox, so it's got a hard drive. I can just play any game I want, and I've just been going and playing Vice City, Doom.
Hell yeah.
Last night, I've been playing for the past 2 days, Destroy All Humans.
Oh, the little alien game?
Yeah.
I never got to play that game.
it's a good game. I watched my little brother play it, and I started playing it. And I'm like, okay, this is actually really good
Yeah.
because it's not like I didn't want to play another Grand Theft Auto or something. And there's cool stuff where you take over people, it's just super cool.
I think they remastered or like
They did.
remade
They
it
did,
like
yeah.
a port or something.
I was looking up because the voice actor for the main head alien is Invader Zim.
Oh, it is.
So I had to IMDb that 'cause I was like, I know who that is.
That's cool. I didn't know that. The fuck.
But yeah, so like video game music has been a big part of my life. Obviously, I play in a video game band called Sonic Boom where we dress up and play metal versions of, Halo, Street Fighter, and, everything. And ever since I was a kid, especially Final Fantasy, I got into the Final Fantasies on the Super Nintendo. Those music writings have just been, thanks for the like, At War with Zeus. The music writing that they have is just a good way to expand your creativity. I go and listen to what they're doing and kind of try to create the same when I can on my end. So there's a ton of musical video game music influence in what I do. In fact, I have some tracks. I have one track that I wrote to make it sound like it was from the Sonic Adventure soundtrack. It was for my if you go check out my demo for Legator Guitars is Flamengo pink guitar. You can YouTube that. It's a pretty cool track. Will be any chance to see a possible cover of Guilty Gear Blaze Blue song? Maybe. Their soundtrack is really badass and really metal. It's kind of hard to do like another rendition of something that's already modern and metal done with weird instruments. I like taking things that sounded like, like Mega Man X. That was a distorted guitar through the synth. So when you put real guitar to that, it's like and then you make it 8-string, and it's like even more heavy. So like we'll do Halo, and I'm like on the low, the low 8. But finally started Final Fantasy VII Remake. Dude, I still need a PS4 to play that. And I get so much FOMO, but I did play the Crisis Core remake on the Switch, and that's like one of my favorite Final Fantasies, the one that came out on the PSP. My favorite Final Fantasy is 6 with Terra. I have a big tattoo of her right here. But this whole sleeve is actually all Final Fantasy. I even got Zack Fair right here with the Buster Sword. But 7, if you're big, 7 is for a lot of people the big one, and I like Crisis Core because it tells the story of the events leading up to 7 and the story of Zack Fair, which to me is the true OG. Whenever you're playing 7 and you're playing as Cloud, he actually thinks he's Zack Fair because their memories got fused from some stuff. And I think Zack's story is way cooler than the rest of it all. Warthog Run. I don't know. Bother me about it more. And we'll see what happens.
Any Toby Fox fans out there? Have you ever played Deltarune or like not RuneScape? Undertale.
No.
It's a more. It's like I think it came out in 2016, but the soundtracks, the music that guy makes, I really dig it. It's very 8-bit, but there's some really good songwriting and really catchy melodies.
Oh yeah, I mean I forget
to that lately.
The guy who did a lot of the Nintendo soundtracks, like he did the Silver Surfer and stuff like that. That guy's like a shredder. If you think about it, it's got like a ton of shredding in it and stuff like that. Oh no, we got a camera down. Let me see what's going on.
I feel like maybe I keep touching something.
The power?
Something.
Oh, might be. Yeah, the power keeps coming down. Okay, we figured it out.
It's my big 600 pound fucking toe. It's back.
He kept pushing the power, turning it on and off.
My bad.
But yeah, free on PS Plus. Dang. Yeah, you should definitely check Crisis Core. Let's just like, I almost feel like if you just started 7 and you're not too far in, just go back and play Crisis Core because it's gonna lead like literally like scene to scene. The ending scene of Crisis Core is when he's on top of the train, and the beginning scene of 7 is when he jumps off the train. But it's a great franchise. I'm a big Final Fantasy guy. My biggest games are like Mega Man X series, Castlevania, Resident Evil, the old ones, and Final Fantasy. Those are like my biggest ones.
Did you ever play Crystal Chronicles?
I have
was
it.
on-
Yeah, on PS1, and also came out on the Game Boy Advance. And I no
GameCube.
Chronicles, GameCubes. I'm sorry, Chronicles. I'm thinking Tactics. Yeah, Chronicles on the GameCube.
I haven't played too many. Like,
It's so different. It's like a different game.
it's a totally different game, but the soundtrack for that is really awesome because they're all like, I think for the most part they're acoustic instruments. Like they're actually like it's like a whole orchestra. And
Yeah.
stuff, which is really fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean Nobuo Uematsu is just like insane. Like, and playing all his games, I see like all his like mindsets of writing and vibes that he goes for. Like when he did 7, he's got like that neo tech, like modern techno-ish sound to it. But
Yeah.
6 is like, I mean, he did a lot of Renaissance stuff, but 6 has just got like such a great dark, evil, menacing undertone to like everything that is Renaissance sounding. Whereas like 4 is like straight up Renaissance sounding, you know.
Yeah.
So he's amazing. Doom, yes, I actually Sonic Boom does Doom. We do BFG Division. You can check that on YouTube. Sonic Boom BFG Division. Sonic Boom Metal TX. Favorite Mortal Kombat character? Thank you, Ray Bettis 956 for the like. Thank you all for the subscribe. I actually play Mortal Kombat Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 Plus competitively. That is one of my main competitive games alongside of Street Fighter 2. If you guys know, I would stream every Friday at California with some of the best players. And I'm heavily into those games. So to answer your question, I'm a Nightwolf player. I will mess you up in 2 combos. So don't let me open you up because it'll be over very quick. I was at NAMM one year, and one of the booths for the guitar, this guy had a guitar pedal company, and he brought the Mortal Kombat 1-Up cab. And he was like, they're a good player. I always know when I come to a Mortal Kombat player where like they know all the moves and they can do all the badass shit. And it's like, okay, now we can play. Now it's like our thoughts. And I would just like get him so nasty. And he's just like, oh my God, you're like the only person who's ever been able to beat me. And I'm like, it goes beyond knowing the moves and the move sets. I've been training. I've been playing fighting.
You mean like frame
like a lot like stuff like that. Block cancels and a lot of like minute details of these games. So like I've been playing with these local. My competitive game fighting game started in 2016. I'm nowhere near as fluent as the guys that I play with, but there's a lot. And you know, fighting in real life actually kind of like plays a role in the mental thought process that happens in Mortal Kombat. So or fighting games in general. I have a guy who's he's a jiu-jitsu teacher, and he comes and plays MK, and I can feel his
aura?
Not just his aura, but like the way his playing style is very like street fight sense, where it's straight cutthroat, you know,
no rules,
where like no rules, but all the rules, but no rules, like, and he'll apply pressure when he needs to apply pressure. He'll back up when he needs to back up, and go for the win overall. Because at the end of the day, we all just want to win.
Yeah.
Steven Shreds. Steven. So yeah. Do you guys have Spectrum? Because my sister has it. We do, and it is tough to deal with. Because yesterday it was just terrible. It was not fun. So, by the way, if you're local, you want to come see Sonic Boom, my video game band play. We're gonna be at Anime Fiesta this October at the McAllen Convention Center. We're gonna be doing a set for you guys. Hopefully, some new songs, and check that out if you guys have a chance. Woo! Well, we got 12 people. It shows 12 people up in here. I know we haven't been having people come in and out. Thank you all for tuning in. Let me see. I'm gonna go to the feed to see if you got any questions I can't see. Keep your secrets then. I will, Tony.
Keep your secrets then.
Free show August 17th of the Gremlin. Down. What's up, Benny Dotson? I don't know what happened to the 3D Immortal piece. Like, I gave it to Gabe, and then I don't even have my 3D printer anymore. I just kind of like, I found friends who have better. I had one, and I had friends who had the friend who gave it to me, he got better ones, which is why I got like the old outdated one, and it was cool, but it had a lot of upkeep. So I gave it to another friend who just like I felt like he was down to invest the time and stuff. And I was like, if I really want something, I can just go to my boy and like I have a 3D printed Buster Sword. I got to show this thing. This thing is super sick. 1 second.
I want to see it. Ooh.
This thing is massive. It's 3D printed. It's in several pieces. Like this is one piece. The hilt is one piece. Then you have like a piece up to here, a piece up to here, and increments like that, so forth, so far and so forth. These are 3D printed, but with what do they do? Like it's like no, they do where it's like liquid resin. It's a resin printer, so it comes. See how it's clear. Yeah, and I actually like sanded it and did some things to give it like this like nice thing. So those are my materia slots. So here's the sword as a whole, just so you can see exactly how big it is.
Oh, careful with that thing.
Ooh, look at that detail. Yes, I can carry it. It's pretty big. I try to make it as light as possible. I can carry it. It's pretty big. I try to make it as light as possible, but yeah, it's something else. Like if I just stand up next to it, you can see like it comes up. I actually like when we were 3D printing it, I busted out a measuring and like went back and forth with the program. But check it out.
Imagine you just like accidentally kill me.
Yeah, just chop your head off real quick. Yeah, look, this is where it is with me. So I wanted it like up to my shoulder, more or less.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a Final Fantasy freak, man. I love this game so much.
Dude, no, I
wanted a Buster Sword since I was a kid.
I think I played like 1, 2, and 3, but then I just kind of like I just fell off. What? Chrono Trigger.
Oh,
Chrono Trigger is
one
awesome.
of the best. Chrono Trigger is probably like the best JRPG ever.
It's iconic.
And the music. It's funny because Nobuo Uematsu, Final Fantasy's composer, he's credited in Chrono Trigger, but he only does like a song or two and like helps out. The other guy is the one who's in charge, who did everything, and I forget his name, but it is just so good. Like the forest theme, you can just like put it on and like fall asleep. It's so ethereal and hits you in the feels. Real quick. Steven Flores says, I always wanted to make a VG video game, cover band, but like different genres. Sadly, no one believes in the vision. My advice to you, brother, is just do it. Just start, putting things, just start making the music. And then once you get to a place where you can find people to play the parts, you can go for it. But don't let the lack of somebody else not hold you back. Try to find, any way you can. And that's kind of been my mentality with everything I do. I just, it's cool when I get to collab with other people, but I kind of try not to let that stuff like hold you back and just push forward. Don't keep that from bringing out your vision. So I would just say that. What are your guys' favorite guitar picks? I like using mine. So I have, I'm with Intune Picks, and I have this guy right here. Let's check. No, it fell. Okay, here we go. It's a little me on there, if you can see. There it is. And I got my little QR code right there. This is a Jumbo Jazz from Intune. It's a little more jumbo than like the John Petrucci pick, because that's where I came off of. I really like the John Petrucci pick when I'm like trying to be articulate and shreddy, but the sound of the nylon material and this, when you're playing chugs and stuff, it's got a little more breath to it. So overall, I do everything on here. Yeah, it's more percussive. Yeah, exactly. Like, and like the JP is very percussive in a very like tight, articulated way. This one, it's a little almost dirtier, where it gives like just more sound to it. Whereas like the JP, every time you pluck a note, it's very percussive, where it's like tick, 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 tick.
Yeah.
But when you do multiple strings, That's where I think like it's too strong, it's too tight that it kind of chokes
Yeah.
some of the chug and doesn't make it sound like as chuggy and bright as I'm looking for. So I like these at a 1. Or maybe like a 1.2 or something like that. I'm not exact. I can't remember, but I think it's like a 1. Still got a few of those. Steven has a few of my picks. Yes, in tune. They will do custom picks. You can get like a pack of 100 from them. So, yeah, check that. In tune. And what do you use?
Look into it. Max grips. I was using the gray one for like the longest time.
You got to talk into the mic.
I was using the gray ones for the longest time, but I had we just got the red ones at work, so I was like, I mean, it's the same. I'm just gonna get it. And then I discovered that the grip on these is even better than the gray ones. I don't know if it's just some kind of like psychology thing. I'm just like thinking too much about it, but the grip on these.
Yeah. It's got like a gridded like almost like it almost feels like sandpaper-ish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's not gonna move, and I totally get that. I was playing. Max brought this pick over that he grabbed, and it was like the size of mine, but it's like slick plastic. So I kept having to like over tighten because it would just like slip side to side. I'm like, oh,
I
it's
can't,
kinda
dude. I can't with those.
Ray says, Tony, you can't have your face on a pick because your beard wouldn't fit it. The pick will be like all beard.
The pig, yeah. The entire pig would be beard. And that is Ray Pettis. What's up, man?
Steven Flores, I want to hear that, man. Neo Soul version of Secret of the Forest and that you wrote in college. I definitely want to check that out. Send me a link if you have one.
Steven. I'm looking at the chat.
Yeah. Yeah, we've guys have been pretty active today. Thank you all for tuning in. I think this was a good time. 3:00. What do you guys think? What is the majority of the people? What's a good time for you? Wednesdays at 3 seems to be pretty cool, but we're still trying some formats, seeing what works for our community and what works for everybody. So, thank you all for tuning in and being badass. Leave some emoji hype. I want to see metal horns. Everybody leave me some metal horns in the chat right now.
Horns in chat.
Give me some horns in the chat.
Horns in the chat.
Give me some horns in the chat. Horns in the chat. Can I get some horns in the chat? So, real quick, I got a message. Kelly said they have one by the counter. They can figure it out. Cool. So we're going to have internet drop so that we can stream on Saturday.
Internet drop?
Yeah, because I need to make sure I get a wire.
Oh.
Yeah. So I have to message them and be
yeah.
like, hey, you know what I mean? So
I have a long-ass Ethernet cable.
bring it just in case because I have one. Oh, yeah?
I think it's either 50 or 100 feet.
Fuck yeah. 50 is more than enough, too.
Yeah.
Because I have one that's maybe like 30 feet.
Yeah.
And what I think it might have to go from the counter to the space, so we'll find out.
From like the middle of the store all the way to the...
Like where the guitar counter is to the back, which isn't super far, but it's about 30 feet.
Yeah, I think it's about 30 feet.
Yeah, to get the computer and everything where I need it to be. So that'll be a great stream for you guys. Swiss Picks. I tried him once. My good friend James Murphy, if you guys know, he played in Obituary and Death. He's a Swiss pick artist, and I picked them up because of him, and I like them. I wish I could try them out some more. I think if I got some more in my hands, I'd probably take a liking to them because they have the cheese holes in them. Have you seen them? And the holes. Yeah,
no,
and those are like the grip. So it's like imagine a hole through the like a few holes like cheese, and then they have like a little lip on the holes, so that you can like.
Those remind me of
I have one somewhere around here.
Those Gava picks, you know what those are? It's just it's like it sounds like the same concept, but it's like it's filled with some kind of grip. They're weird. Yeah, look, I'll show you. I'll pull it up real quick. Is it called Gava picks?
Dava Cruz says you'll give me a 110 on Saturday. I am down. And then on that note, I got a pick for you. I'll give you one of my picks. So I only have a few left because I toured and was just throwing them like freaking candy. But I think I got like hopefully 5 or 6. I need to go check my my dryer to see
Yeah.
what it picked up because oh, those
Yeah, these Dava
pigs, that
pigs.
Dava pigs. I didn't like them. I didn't like the material.
I don't like them either.
I don't like them.
I don't
Who are
like
your
'em.
friends? Oh, some people from the company. I don't like them. Peanut butter gumballs. My favorite pizza. So yeah, thank you all for fucking tuning in. It's been great. So yeah, like I said, this Saturday, 3 p.m., catch us at Mo Hearts doing a clinic, showing off the new Legator guitars. I'll be playing on some KSR gear. Shout out to the Jimmy Clip for supplying us with some clips. Shout out to the String Source for supplying us some strings. We're gonna be if you buy a pack of strings, you'll get a free restring. There's limited amount of strings. If you go to the event page on Facebook, you'll see exactly what's left. 2 people have already called 2 of the strings, and I'll be giving some away. So you might get lucky and just get a free pack if you answer some cool trivia questions. Of course, thank you for Legator for making this deal happen. Shout out to my friend Ryan out there, and KSR, always supplying baddest gear, AA pedal boards for making sure I got everything in order. And of course, Happy Cable Company. Somebody's going to go home with a nice cable. So
Hell yeah.
come on out. It might be you.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, we've been doing it for an hour. Nice. That's pretty good. We'll do a bit, maybe like 30 minutes, 20, 30 minutes more. And
You know,
you guys got any Q&A for us?
I was just gonna bring up something, but do you like? As a kid, I never got into musicals, and I thought, I guess like little kid brain me was just like,
Yeah.
this stuff is lame, right? Like Disney musicals, like this sucks, right?
Yes and no. I think there's cheesy ones, and I think
Yeah.
there's good ones. You know, my favorite Disney movie of all time is Aladdin.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a musical, right? Like they bust out
right.
music every 2 seconds.
But today, I'm a different person because I actually like musicals now. My favorite music, I think it's a musical, Tenacious D, like in the Pick of Destiny. Do you consider that
That
as
is a musical. You know, I will say that is a musical.
It's
That
a
is
musical.
a metal musical.
Yeah, that's
that's
an awesome movie.
cool. Steven says we got 2 questions. Hardest Immortal Guardian song to learn. All of them. But I think the intro to Goodbye to Farewells is pretty intense. It's a song I wrote, but that intro is actually written by Gabe, and he's an amazing songwriter. So anything you pick up from him is kind of the rhythms like are cool, but there's just always some lead work or some stuff that's gonna trip you up. But that intro that I'll be playing at the clinic, Goodbye to Farewells, it's a stumper, and it took me a long time to really bite down on it. And touring it every day definitely helped. Jeff Jones says your favorite wah pedals. Man, I got a plethora of them. I'll tell you this. I was grabbing a wah pedal for my setup for this clinic this weekend, and my friend Steven here gifted me the dime wah. You know, the Dunlop dime,
nice.
and I really wanted to like it and all the stuff, but it would just like it would scoop. And it never reached like that bright high. It seemed like it, even no matter how I messed with the knobs, it never got like, it would go wah instead of wah, like wah. It would go.
Is that
And it always
the blue
felt
camo one?
yeah, or the camel one, yeah,
The
first
yeah.
one, and that's what I felt about it. So I've always liked my mini Crybaby. I always thought
Yeah.
that thing sounded better than the Crybaby. It just
It
scoops
gives you
super,
that,
and
yeah.
it's got some grit to it that adds to the characteristic. And I recently got a regular Crybaby, which I use the mini more. So I put the regular one. I was playing with the dime, and immediately I was like, man, this is just not feeling right. And I immediately grabbed the classic, and I was like, this just does exactly what I want it to sound like when it comes to wall. Because if you guys come to my clinic this weekend, you'll notice when I use the wall, it's very expressive in the sense where like how you use a whammy bar.
Yeah,
A tremolo bar is kind of how I speak with the wah. So I need that range, and I'm actually every note I'm playing, you're feeling, and depending on where you're on the fretboard, you're in different ranges of the wah. So I need that wah to just like really give me that range. Some people like their wah where it's like, oh, the range is set, I'm gonna go full up, full down, full up, full down. and I don't ride a raw like that. I'll be down here, I'll be up here, I'll be somewhere in the middle. I want that range so that I can speak with it. You know, when you have the Floyd Rose, you can go all the way up, you can go all the way down, and you know, anywhere in between. So I think right now just the regular Crybaby Man is just really hitting the spot for me as far as what I want to hear in a wah. Musicals, rock, yeah, right at his nose. I love your Instagram videos on your Insta, Tony.
Oh, for
Miss Mandy
who said
says, little Miss Mandy says she loves your videos and your Instagram. David Cruz says, who was Kiss's second guitar player? Hey, the trivia's for you, okay? It's not for us.
yeah.
Go next. What am I being putting on the spot? Ray says, are there any Tony/Josh original music collab songs projects in the works? You know what's funny is me and Tony have like try to put some stuff together, but we just end up working with each other in different ways. I think we need to, and given that question, I think it'll probably happen sooner than later. Maybe either revisit our old idea or come something new. Did you do that video with me and Nick? That was Adrian, right?
I think that was Adrian.
So I actually collabed with the rest of your band.
Yeah.
Minus
me,
the drum, yeah, but you, which is funny because I mean I've known you longer and worked longer, but I do have a collab with some of these guys, and that's pretty cool. With Nick Kanyes, who's here in the chat with us. Shout out to the bassist, for Tony's bassist, Nick.
Nick's our bass player.
Very sick. Probably the most modern bass player here, next to Marco. Marco's got a very modern tone too, but Nick, on top of tone and playing style, is very, very modern.
Yeah.
The dime wah just be a collection item. I know, that's what makes me sad. Is like, and I don't know what's up with the community right now, but everybody's like hiking up their prices on the original dime camo pedal. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, well, I might.
We sold the blue one. I think it was going for like $200.
I like the Cantrell wah. I will mention that I did try the Cantrell wah, and it is very vocal, and I dig it. And if I ever get a chance to put my hands on that one, buy that one, it'll probably live in my rig. Overdrives. I got a ton. I got a wah here full of pedals. My favorite overdrives are the Eros from KSR. I like once in a while the Savage Drive, but one that I really like is the high wind amplification Direwolf. I'm going to bust that out. I want to show you guys this pedal real quick. I'm going to show you this one in the KSR for two great reasons. One moment.
Dude, yeah, it's going for $200. The Dunlop DB01B Dimebag Crybaby from Hell. Well, yeah, $200.
Okay, so I got a little pedal board here that I put together. It was actually me shooting out overdrives. Okay, so
we did. Oh, was that the?
This was another time. I did this recently. So right here on this guy right here. No, this guy. He's got your normal knobs like an overdrive, like it's got a level, a tone, and a drive, but it's got a blend knob, which is great. Now this guy, it's got a bunch of clipping options and stuff like that to shape your transients a little better right here, but it's got a boost, which I always use because it gives it that extra grunty sound, so you can do no boost, like half boost, or like full boost, and I like full boost. The Eros is another one. This one's got your normal, level gain, but it's got a few clipping options to shape your transients like the other one a little differently, but it's also got tone stack. So we got bass, mids, and treble so that you can adjust that how you see fit. Right there, bass, mids, and treble on the Eros. And then right next to it is the Savage Drive with that brutal doom-looking art. The Savage Drive has your normal controls, but it's got this tight knob. Basically, when you're rolling up that tone knob and getting that beautiful metal tone that we all like, that tightness, sometimes the high end can get a little shrill. So the tight kind of rolls that off and gives it some more warmth so that you can get like that big metal chug without like being so shrill. So that's why the Savage Drive has always been like a go-to for the metal community. But I think between these three pedals, they're pretty great. Now, that doesn't mean every once in a while I'll bust out my TS9 I got here on my desk, or my TS808, or my Maxon, which ended up being on the recent Overt Enemy album. because it just works. But I got more, man. I got the Bad Monkey. I got the just a few others, and um, these are usually my first for modern tones, modern metal tones. These are like the first three that I end up picking up. So, um, with your Pigtronics mod 808, I mean, I have my TS9. I modded it, and then my TS 808 is nice and original, and then I have I have like the TS9 with the mids. I forget what it's called, the TD9 or something like that, and then I have I have the Misha Mansour, the last one he did with Proto. No. Before he made Horizon, he was with Proto Pedals or something like that, and I have his pedal, and then I have one from these guys from what are these? I forgot what name.
What company is that?
All Pedal. This is a compressor, but they also have like the Samurai Overdrive. They got some cool art.
Art's cool.
And then, I have the TC Electronic like blues driver or something like that. That sometimes makes it onto stuff because it's a good tone shaping tool. So, whenever I'm reamping for albums, like we record DI and then I reamp after the fact. I always try to like do the least amount of stuff in my chain to keep it pure, and
Keep it clean.
also like my mentality a lot these days is like do as little as possible, and if it gets there faster, you're that much closer to the mix. And then when you're mixing, then you can do small changes to make sure everything fits together a little better. But if you fit your puzzle pieces in the EQ spectrum like right off the bat at the beginning, then you're not trying to force something that probably shouldn't be there in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, chat.
Let's see. Do we got any more chats on the Facebook? If you want your comment to show up,
we checking it
check
out
it out on come out to the Twitch stream. Woo! Brandon Luna, what's up, brother? Long time no see.
Brandon Luna's here, and I haven't talked to him in a long time.
Yeah. I remember he was
Hopefully
like
he's
coming
doing
out for a
good.
bit. He was coming out for a good bit, and then it's been a while.
Yeah.
Since I moved to Cali, it's been like coming back and reconnecting with people and stuff. Ooh.
Has it been nice being back in the valley?
It has been very nice. I've been enjoying being back home because I feel like I've been on this never-ending tour, and I done quite a bit of touring in the past year. I did 2 tours with Possessed as their front of house engineer, and then I did 6 weeks with Immortal Guardian. We toured with Gus G, Ozzy's old guitar player, and then we did some headlining shows, and then we joined with Necrogoblicon, Hunt the Dinosaur, and some other bands, and that was a great leg of the tour. Somebody deleted their message. I want to see it. What? Opinion on mid/higher end multi-effects pedals, analog pedal board in terms of live and recording. What's preferred in either solution? There is a tool for every instance, for every job. I'll tell you this clinic this weekend, the tool that I'm using is the Quad Cortex because it does everything easy. I've profiled some of my favorite tones from my amp heads and also from some plugins that I really like. And then I get to patch change via MIDI. So I don't even do this anymore. I'm tired of tap dancing. I know I did plenty of years in the cover band with big pedal boards and tap dancing, but I just try to keep it simple. And then in the studio, it's a whole different ball game. So really, like whatever it takes. If it was the amp sim was better, we're gonna do that. If the Mesa was better. If the PB was better. If with this pedal or whatever, that's the choice I'm gonna go for. Because like I said, we're trying to get to the get to the final product as fast as possible. The where you want it to sit at. UMK3 1v1 after the clinic. I'm down. I'm down. I actually have. I think I can bust out my MK cab here. Won't be fun. Well, it'll be fun for me, but I'm down. Yeah, Street Fighter 2 is also my other main. Really, 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 my main one is Street Fighter 2. I take that game like way too seriously. But UMK3 and original Killer Instinct, those are like my other two. Like, okay, I have some chops and I can actually like hold up my own.
Back to this question. This is a really good question VFX pedals. I mean, and you just like summed it up nicely. Every job, there's a tool for every job.
Yeah.
It depends on what you're trying to do.
You use the Helix, right?
The HX Stomp,
The HX Stomp. It's mini and it's very price effective. I think they're only like $500-600
That's right.
versus like 1,700 for like my quad.
Yeah.
But those things sound great. And if I had to run and do some gigs, or get on the road or something, and I needed something cheap, effective, and fast, honestly, I'd probably pick that. And I almost did.
It does it for me. Yeah.
I landed on the Quad Cortex because I was fortunate that I had a friend who helped me out. But you know, that is a great tool. And maybe in the studio, it's not 100% what like some of the even amp sims are delivering. But I think in a live sense, it hits, and it hits right. So. As long as you have a keen ear for like what tone should sound like, going across rig to rig and PA to PA, then you'll be fine. Like the way I set everything up in my quad is, I have a tone. My tone isn't going too drastically in one direction. If I want bass, I'm not like adding a ton of it. I'm just making sure there's enough so that it's an overall bassy tone, but I know it's going to translate from system to system. I have my stuff split where one out is no cab sim, the other one is a cab sim with my KSR IRs loaded. And, we were playing gigs where, like, we don't even get cabs, so it's just front of house. So we have in-ear monitors. I'm good either way. I got my in-ear monitors. I hear an album every night when I'm playing, but I have the experience now that I know that that's going to translate. And if you put a Helix in my hands or a tone blender or a head rush, I'm still going to make sure that it's going to sound like good and translate from venue to venue, rig to rig. Because like when you're on tour, like you don't always get to take cabs, so you're at the mercy of like the opening bands and stuff, and sometimes they let you use it. But one day I'm running a lot of the tour, I was doing a Mesa, then the opening band for the tour switched out guitar players. So that guitar player had another cab that had like some woofers on it. So, I knew it would still translate there. And then at the end of tour, we didn't have any. We didn't have any cabs.
Yeah.
So
for the
with Necrogoblicon in years in front of house. But you play in a venue like we did the House of Blues. And of course, there are no shortcomings there when it comes to PA.
Depending on the show that MVP will play, we will bring like our full rigs. But there have been times where we didn't have to bring a cab.
Yeah.
We're just running straight in ears.
And that's why, like, I usually know it's usually like the PA if it can handle all that. So like when you played with us at our first show at the Lone Star Theater, I knew I was gonna need to take cabs just to give that extra help in there. So it helped out for everybody, and I let everybody use my cabs. I'm not afraid.
I loved that venue, by the way. I think it's really cool.
This Saturday's clinic is gonna be streamed, so you'll have a chance to watch it. But we hope that you come out because we want to see more people out there. So
yeah, come out, come say hi. We'll shred.
Danny Dinamite Gonzalez, quick sneak to say hi to Josh, the master, smart, talented, and full of guitar knowledge. Follow his advice, youngsters. Thank you. I want to introduce you guys to who just commented on my Facebook. Danny. He's a legend. This is not only Gus G's sound engineer, and he was the TM also, but he sound engineers for Steve Vai.
Oh,
whenever Steve Vai is not like doing like G3 stuff, especially like out in Europe and like outside of the US. Danny is a master at his craft. He's opened up my world and showed me everything from the top down to everything in his mix. Super grateful for him doing that. And whether he's a photographer, he does it great. He makes videos, he does a great job. He mixes in the studio, does a fantastic job live. Kind of like the stuff that the jack of all trades, kind of like what I'm into. So we attached to each other real quick. But when we were on tour, I was like, "Hey, I noticed you're wearing a Steve Vai shirt. You tour with him?" And he's like, "Yeah, I actually I tour with him." And I was like, "Yeah, man, for the love of God is like, I grew up with that song. It's just like one of my big ones." And he's like, "Yeah, I sang with him like for like 50 shows singing that song." And I'm like, "What do you mean? It's an instrumental?" And he's like, "Yeah, Steve Vai wanted me to create lyrics, and because he's a very operatic singer, does great opera, like just big voice." And so Steve Vai had him do a bunch of shows with him. So when we were on tour, we're in Texas, and I'm sound checking some Satriani, and he goes, "Hey, buddy, you want to go see them?" And I'm like, What do you mean? He's like, I'll get you a pass. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, in Houston, when we're there, we have a day off and they're playing. So he got us tickets to go see the Joe Satriani and Vi, and then he's like, "Hey, buddy, I'm not going to be able to join you guys at during the show. Steve Vai has asked me to sing for him again." So he went on stage and sang for him, and he's just a legend. This guy he's an amazing guy. I hopefully our paths cross again, but he knows so much, and he's helped me a lot and taught me so much in the few 4 or 5 weeks that we spent on the road with each other. So
I think it's important to have people like that in your life.
yeah,
people that you can look up to, or
and somebody who's willing to like show you, like, I don't, if you guys know me, I don't hoard knowledge.
Yeah,
I will definitely tell you. And Danny was one of those people where he immediately, like the second day, I was like, oh, I want to kind of like, guess what you're doing. And then he's like, just come up and see everything. And then we're like 4 or 5 days into the tour, and he's like, come here, brings me in behind the booth. What do you want to see? And he just starts breaking things down. And there's tricks with the X32 that I didn't realize you can do. Like, just one thing is, when you gate your drums, you use a gate and it analyzes how loud the frequency is. But when you're gating toms, you get the snare, so it wants to open up when the snare's there. When your snare wants to open up because the kick, or you get so much bleed. Well, he taught me this trick that if you do a triggered gate and you take a tight cue like this and you sweep it higher up past the fundamental, like in the mids, 400, 500, 600, you'll get more of the true tone. So the drummer can hit the kick as hard as he wants. It's not going to open the snare gate unless his stick actually hits that, particular area. And he does that all around. And I was just like, oh my God. When you can do that and clean up your bleed, it just helps you achieve this way bigger sound, especially when it comes to drums. And then like guitar, he would duplicate a bus, or bass, he would duplicate a bus, and like high pass, low pass, only select sub frequencies and then bring the sub in. So you have your bass tone set. Instead of adding more bass to it, he just brings that sub guy in ever so neatly. So it's just things like that just like,
Yeah.
And there's also this cool thing that I didn't know of called it's an IR gate, and it goes at the end of your mic right before you plug in, and it's got a sensor, and it senses your face, and you can set like how much.
That's cool.
Like, it'll start sensing your face here. Basically, it's a gate. It actually like analog gates before it even touches anything electrical. It gates it. So it's a responsive. So if you're a guy in front of the mic, not until you go in front of it is it gonna, or like for him, because he liked that Gus's mic gave him some bleed. The singer, he had one on. So if you're like this, it's not gonna turn on.
What is it called?
It's called an optigate.
Opti?
Yeah, because it uses an optical light, so it's gonna optigate, and that thing is amazing.
That's cool.
I was like, I think I just want to get a bunch of those. Yeah. But thanks for tuning in real quick, Danny. I know you're probably already out of here, but awesome. Honored to have you join us. Juan, what's up? I just finished a single for that band. They're going to come out with it soon. Good stuff in store, guys. Great metal here in the Valley. Leo Ortiz. Leo from Overt Enemy. These guys just got a whole album of mixes yesterday, and that is well underway. So expect new Overt Enemy soon. GL, homie. Thank you, brother. Thank you all for coming out and joining us. We got 16 viewers in here. Yeah, thank you all.
What's up, everybody?
Y'all have been so kind for blessing me with your presence here on social media. Yeah, really good questions. We don't get a lot of questions like this. We always have to sit here and kind of like bullshit. But I think 3 is like a good time, right? That people seem more active to
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Hitting some good numbers. So thank you all for tuning in. We'll be doing some more stuff like this, and let us know if there's any like local people you'd like to see us get on, and some stuff that you want to see from us. If you want to see some more like guitar playing, or whatever it may be, we're here for the community. That's the whole point of RGV Shreds
I want to
here.
get to meet more people, man. Way more of the local shredders, just local musicians.
And it's crazy because when we started this guy was like, "Man, we need to get John Champion. We need to get John Champion."
Yeah,
And not only
yeah.
not only are we getting him, but we're bringing him into the action. He's doing a clinic, has not played in front of people in a good bit, and here he is just boom, bringing it to
Yeah,
you guys.
dude.
So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be an experience that I hope you guys get to come and check this out and experience it in person, because a live stream will not do it justice.
Yeah.
Your arm hairs will stand up when this guy plays.
Yeah, John's amazing. He's a really nice person too. I feel like he's a good guy.
Super.
Really easy to talk to.
Really, really. So yeah. Any more last questions before we wrap this up? Tony, Josh, some RGV goats. Oh man, we're just trying.
Oh,
Yeah, who is Kuai Chemoyada? You must.
love
Who
that
are you?
username.
Bring shredders of different genres. Oh, we will. We got great lineup this Saturday. So, yay! I'm wondering who this Kuai Chemoyada is.
Okay, watch Chamoyada right now
Sounds good,
yeah,
right?
dude.
Is that where you're gonna go get some Chemoyadas? Go to the movies with
Maybe
your girl?
we might, yeah.
Some elote?
Yeah.
Dude, I've been craving elote so much.
Oh.
Oh, Crystal Cross, what's up?
Oh, it's Crystal Cross. What's up?
She
dude?
is a
been?
great musician too, and her brother
singer.
plays in a band. Played in a band that used to play a lot back in the day called At War with Androids.
Hell yeah.
I actually have like, back when I was in high school, I did a cover of that solo. Androids Build the Pyramids on my YouTube.
Oh, hell yeah.
Metallic Josh 666 if you ever want to laugh. All curly head and like this freaking webcam quality. But yeah, I mean that guy. I wish he would come out some more and play, because we miss him. We
yeah,
we miss the
honestly, man,
homeboy.
Ram.
Was a great guitar player. Great music, great songwriter.
Yeah, he's a great songwriter. Yeah, I mean, it runs in the family. Like their dad, Snowball. He was a big like Tejano star down here.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That is news.
And their drummer, Richard Castañeda. Remember Richard?
Yeah, well, he's playing in a System of a Down tribute band with his brother.
Yeah, with Robbie.
With Robbie.
Yeah.
And they have some shows coming up too. You guys got to check them out, because not only are they a tight band that just does it true, but the singer sounds like Surge. So it's like you get it all in that package. They're a great tribute to System of a Down.
I'd want to get some of them in here.
There will be an At War with Androids reunion show. Can I be a part of that? Can I host that? Can I put that together? Like, I would love to do that for these guys, man. Like, if they're looking for the venue and the connects and the promotion and the promoter, I'll definitely gladly host that. You know what I mean? I think that would be a great thing. So, you talk to your brother and let him know that we're hungry and I'm willing to help. Anything he needs. I'd love to help your brother out. Now I know. Now all 12 people on stream knows. But yeah, I would really like to. You shall talk to the boy, to the boys. I miss them all. Richard Castañeda was a great drummer, and he always had this trick where he would choke with the same hand. So he'd go, psh,
yeah,
and he would do this thing where he'd go go back and forth like, psh, 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 but he'd do it like this.
He had
And nobody does that. Nobody.
Yeah. He has like crazy limb independence. I think I remember seeing him like every single limb was just doing something
Yeah,
different.
because I believe he grew up in drumline, because I know he plays like the quads and stuff like that. And his limb independence is, you can see where it came from.
It would be cool to have some of that War with Androids boys.
Yeah, tell him to reach out and like get on Facebook again. I don't even know if he's doing Facebook these days too much, but I'd like to see him out here. 2 legends in 1 room is crazy. Thank you, Izzy. John Champion is RGV's Alan Holdsworth. Yes. That's it. That's the only way to describe him, right? That's the only way that I can describe to you guys. His chord theory, his knowledge is just so beyond. It's just so pro level. Like, and you guys are going to see exactly. We bring up a backtrack with this guy, and he's just doing. It's just insane. He's just beyond the chords. He is on Facebook now. Send me his Facebook page because I need to friend him and get involved because it's been a while.
Yeah, I wonder what.
Are you gonna go hams anytime for fight night? Sometime. I've just kind of been busy in the studio and just kind of taking care of work. But yeah, he's got some events like the 27th. He's doing in FAR. I'd like to go check that out and play Super Turbo and some Mortal Kombat 3. So if you guys want to catch me in a competitive vibe, that'll be the day. Thanks, Juan. This is something awesome for the RGV, and I'm glad we're doing it too because I feel like we just need some kind of outlet for all of us, and I think this is a great way to bring the knowledge to the masses. You know, if you guys don't know, there is a group on Facebook called RGV Guitarist. I implore all of you guys to go be a part of that group because I post on there frequently, and it's where all the guitarists in the RGV kind of connect. And I'm hoping that a lot of those guys will come out and connect in real life. You know, it'd be great to see a bunch of those faces that we see haggling all the time on RGV. So, yeah. Yes, come out. We'll be out there playing game tournaments. Guillermo, I was on a video chat with Jason Becker. They were mixing and mastering new demos and a compilation called Strawberry Jams. That is awesome, man. It's always been my dream to connect with Jason. He's a big influence, and the way I see arpeggios in their range is very much similar to Jason Becker. And sometimes when I'm like just playing with arpeggios and stuff, I have friends who be like, "Oh, it sounds like Jason Becker." And if you really analyze Jason Becker, you know, like his famous song Serana, it's like the shreddiest one. It's like C major, come up to the first inversion an octave up, take it down a few inversions, do the next chord change, go up and down a few inversions, go to the next chord change, go up and down a few inversions, arpeggiated, of course. And once you kind of figure out that roadmap that Jason Becker was playing with, you'll get a better sense to create that. It
opens up the fretboard.
It does open up the fretboard a long time, and now I can just like shred in A minor arpeggios. Okay, now go to B major. Okay, now go to E minor. So like that's like one of my biggest ones I like to do. I like to go from a chord progression from E, A, B, the dominant. So like I'll do E minor, a bunch of different inversions, then A bunch of inversions, and then B, which is like the turnaround. So that's how I kind of I've taken a lot from that guy. I mean, he's been there since I was a little kid. Him and Marty Friedman.
I love Marty Friedman.
When I feel like I joined Immortal at the wrong time. Like I did an album for them, and then they went and toured with Marty Friedman for like a whole month. So I got to see Marty Friedman on his first. Their first date was during NAMM's first day or weekend, and they got me a guest pass to see Marty Friedman at the House of Blues, and I was just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And my ears were bleeding after that because Marty loves loud amps, loud 2 amps.
Yeah,
and he loves them loud and he loves to crank them. Yeah, so like, just fair warning, if you ever go check out Marty Friedman, definitely bring some earplugs. He don't give a fuck.
Goes loud.
And it's funny because I'm there like in the parking garage, like, and I'm like, my ears are just like, and I see these group of people walking out, and the guy says what's on my mind. He's like, man, my ears are just like, and I'm just like, yeah, dude, me too, buddy. I remember listening to like Pink Noise for the next few days because I was just like, man, this is a lot because like I went to sit in the front.
Say Pink Noise?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's like kind of like white noise.
Oh yeah.
But it's like supposed to be like more even across the EQ spectrum, and it just kind of like drowns out some of the ear fatigue and ringing.
Ooh,
that you have.
interesting.
You do like 3 minutes of that.
When it's quiet, I do have some sort of tinnitus. I have to.
Yeah, everybody does.
Yeah.
We all get it. Just I try to keep it at bay as much as possible, especially like the
Yeah.
other day. I went to a show, and I knew I was going to be mixing a lot this week, so I put on my earplugs, and I'm just like, yeah, I need to, because I'll be ringing for like the next few days. You know what I mean? If I'm not careful, so. Guillermo's got a bunch of videos of Jason Baker, Marty, Paul Gilbert, Racer X stuff. Yeah, man, those classes, like, like I still do to this day as a warm up, and I believe in this a lot of doing like the John Petrucci warm ups of stretches and legato stuff. The basics are they help you, and I grew up with those videos a lot, especially like songs like Technical Difficulties from Paul Gilbert. And,
Yeah, it's a good song.
I even did like the I love to grab classes from different people, like modern guys. I like to take the Nick Johnson stuff and the Rick Graham. But back in the day, I did a lot of like what's that guy, James? He plays with Schecter now. He did all the
James.
He was like how to shred like Ingve in 6 weeks, or how to shred like Zach Wilde in a week, or whatever. I forget his name.
He was so big. Like
he was.
Like he's not in my like sphere of like
he
social
plays
media.
for Five Finger Death Punch now.
Yeah. What was his last name, dude? He was big on YouTube for a long time. He was always one of those guitarists that came up on my feed.
Yeah. It's like if you wanted to learn how to do anything guitar, and like it would always come out with his videos.
Chat, what's his last name?
Yeah. You gotta know him. Any more last questions before we wrap up here? Guys, now's your chance. A few more questions. See, I'm looking on the Facebook.
You got the Q's, we got the A's.
We got the A's, you got the Q's. James. What the heck is his name? He plays with BC Rich now.
Really?
Yeah, he was Kiesel, and he moved to BC Rich, and then they did that weird headstock with him, if I'm not mistaken. BC Rich.
What is it?
BC Rich.
Not James Hetfield.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Andy James.
Andy James. That's his name.
We're going to be trying to stream, I don't know. It's just going to come up when it comes up. But you guys will get the flyer and the notification letting you know that we'll be streaming that Wednesday, of course. So Wednesday seems to be a good one.
Wednesday?
Imagine a RGV, I'm assuming, guitarist meetup where we just meet up and jam to backing tracks. That's something I've been wanting to do, and I think the clinic, that's definitely on the ballot. The clinic is just a way to bring us together and introduce us to other people who probably weren't aware of other people. So if you think, a lot of people just assume people know who they are, but you go out into the world and just expect to give your spiel every time. So this will give you a chance to see maybe guys you didn't even know of who are shredding out there and stuff like that. So this is the time for stuff like that. But I do have some venues in mind to get together and do some cool stuff like that.
Do you know what's crazy? Because of social media, like we're all connected, right? Like, but when I see these people in real life, I'm like, wait, I think I know you, and then the person knows me. I'm like, oh wait, I don't know you. Like,
I had it one time when I went to Guitar Center and I had just toured with Immortal. The guy was like, oh, I was like all like dirty looking too. And he's like, you're the guitar player for Immortal. And yeah, and he's like, see, I told my friend that I lived, that one of those guys was a local down here. Can I get a picture with you? And I was just like, whoa.
Yes. That's awesome. Yeah, when people recognize you like that.
Set it up at Tony's GC. The thing is I don't know if GC is exactly like it's so corporate, you know.
Yeah,
so
GC's
that's kind of why I've made like Melhart's my home base as of right now. It's been a long in the making, and getting Legator was the big one that I had to open before I can do stuff like that. But I think Melhart's seems like they're finally starting to turn around, give some attention to us modern guys who are actually doing stuff, and hopefully, yeah, there's gonna be more things in store.
Maybe like at a venue or something would be cool.
I mean, I have the Lone Star Theater that we can possibly do some stuff at. My uncle, that's his venue right now at Rain. So yeah, like
that I was gonna say that, but
you know,
it's not my place.
I just personally, guys, I think that if we did it at like a guitar store, it just makes the hub a little more friendly and easier for people to just like make it the spot again. Like there should be a sense of community, and I think if we're always trying to like one up each other and stuff like that, that's not good. And yeah, I could go do a venue and I can go do places, but I feel like this is a good spot to build some roots. I mean, Mel Hearts has been in this community for freaking ages, so
before I was even
it
born.
just it just makes sense. And I think once everybody starts to see the turnaround that they're doing a little bit, they'll be more inclined to
I used to actually
be
live
involved.
right behind Melhart, in like the Hibiscus apartments.
Yeah, I know. My dad lived there for a moment when I was like really young too. Yeah, like right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally like walking distance. How old was I? I must have been like 5 or 7. But Melhart's has been there. I don't know how long they've been there, but at least 30 years. At least my entire life.
Yeah, me too. And I grew up when I was a kid. That's exactly why I made them my target, was because I was like, this is home, and it doesn't feel like home anymore. How can we make it feel like home, guys? And Widowmaker Josh is here to help bring the community together and give us a sense of connection. And yeah, Guillermo, yeah, man, those demo tapes are really rare. So I'm come bring them by the clinic, yeah, and I'd love to see that in person. But
they call them the third place, like community places. That's what they're called, a third place.
And yeah, Mel Hearts will be like our third place. And then when we want to do something a little more official, we can. But I'll tell you what's in store. I made good friends with Rusty Cooley. If you guys know who Rusty Cooley is, he's a shred guitar player, and it was crazy. He's in Houston.
Yeah.
And my singer, if you don't know who my singer is, Carlos Zima, he used to sing in Rusty Cooley's band Outworld.
Oh, that's right.
It's funny because Blake was like, dude, I just realized your singer is Carlos Zima from Outworld. I used to listen to that all the time.
Blake's a big Outworld fan.
So he was supposed to play a song with us, and leading up to it, Gabe didn't have time to send him videos and stuff, and it just seemed like it wasn't going to happen. And then Carlos was like, you think you'd be able to show him the song, And I was like, yeah, whatever. But the day came, everything was extremely hectic, our last day on tour with Gus G, and then I'm there in the green room, and he comes in, Rusty Cooley. Okay, brother, start showing him. I'm like, oh, grab my guitar. At the same time, we're supposed to be sound checking. So I'm there showing him riffs, and we hurry up and sound check with him. We come back, show him some more riffs, and then we go play. And me and him were just like locking eyes, like the whole time we're playing the song. I'm like, here, now solo, go for it. And then he like, because he can solo on command, right? So comes back. Okay, and next E, D. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have some videos and you could see us clearly like communicating like that. But we got buddies, and we got to talk, and he wants to get involved with some KSR stuff, and I would love to bring him down for a clinic, and I think that would be something he'd be super up for. And that's where Mel Hearts comes into play, and that's why I started to open this whole floodgates, because I got people like him, James Murphy, any other guitar players. I'd love to see Michelangelo come down here sometime again. He's friends with Gabe, and there's some opportunities. So I need to show Mel Hearts, one, that they need to get on with the times, that people are interested in this stuff, and show them that there's a crowd. So we need you guys to come this Saturday and show up in numbers, show them that the community is there, so that we can do more things like this, so they can take all the storage crap out of the old auditorium, open it back up, and give us back, the cool clinics. Because they actually do have an auditorium area that's just, it's been
back?
put, it's
Back there?
like not just in the back, it's like in the warehouse, and like,
I've never,
nobody ever sees it, because, they use it as storage space now, and it's kind of sad, and I'd like to see that change.
That'd be cool.
Come out, guys. I mean, I want to get some numbers out there, so it should be a good time. But
what?
Bro, very rare Rusty Cooley demos. I have demos from his high school band Revolution. Dude, I want to see that. You got to bring it to me so that I can go. I'm going to text Rusty Cooley and be like, yo, and I have some friends that down here that were in some guitar competitions with him. So it'll be a great reunion if that ever happens. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. You got any final words?
No, I look forward to seeing y'all at Melhart's, man. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Don't forget this Saturday, Mel Hart's Music Center at 3 p.m. We're going to be doing a clinic. Me, Tony, and John Champion. We got some giveaways. We got some clips. We got some cables. We got some strings. We got some goodies. Come out, show your support. We hope to see you all there so we can show Mel Hart's that the community is very much alive. And thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you all next time.
Thanks, guys. Take care.